The headline is what's going to get people to click on what you want them to do. When we're running ads, one of the biggest mistakes is people they'll boost posts. That's a whole nother situation. But they'll put out advertising and they'll put out marketing, but they won't take the headline seriously. And what you got to realize is the headline, or I don't care if it's a subject line or if it's like a topic, like a topical headline for like a blog, it really doesn't matter. A headline is the biggest, boldest thing that people are going to see. The headline is the first thing that people are going to see. The headline is what's going to make people want to click. It's going to make people want to read. It's going to make people want to scroll down. It is one of the most valuable pieces of text real estate that you need to get somebody to consume more of what you have. But if you don't take that seriously, then you're cutting off a percentage of the people that could convert. You're cutting off a percentage of the people that can click through the ad and go to the landing page, right? If you don't take it serious, if you don't take the headline seriously on the landing page, they won't even read the rest of the landing page because if they don't feel like it's relevant, and I'm gonna give you some strategies today, but it's really important to understand that we have to take that seriously because if you don't, the impact that you thought you was gonna make in the world is not gonna happen, and it's because you didn't understand the psychology of creating these high converting headlines. Does that make sense? So that is what we're going to be focused on today's Recharge Your Business session. Y'all excited about this? What's good, my people? My people, we here, we live. And I'm excited to serve you again. I'm excited that we're here, we learning, we growing, we building. And each and every day, this is what we do around this time. We just share different business practices and strategies that's going to allow you to take your business to the next level. And I'm excited to share today what are some strategies in regards to creating high converting headlines. What do you need to think about? What do you need to put in place in order to increase your conversion rates? And we got the agency, so I want you to create these high converting headlines so you can get more people to click through the ad, and then you can be able to offer the products and services that you have. All right, so you're excited about that? Hope you are. So this is what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna go through one of my top 5 strategies that we use specifically in our agency, and I really use it not just even for the agency, but with everything that I do. I use these high converted headlines, so I'm excited to share that with you. And then I'm gonna give you some resources that allow you to be able to take your business to the next level. And then if we have any questions, then we will take questions. All right. So I hope you are ready. The reason why we focus on this today is because it's as I continue. I'm gonna tell you some of the things we do every day, or at least every week. We send out emails every week. We do, we're creating all types of content and like YouTube videos every week. Headline, hint, hint, right? We do, obviously, we're running ads each week, for ourselves and also for all of our clients each week. Um, what else are we doing? I mean, damn near everything we do, it requires a headline before people actually get to the juice or the main content. Even videos, right? Look at the video you're watching right now. What did you probably see before you even started listening to the video? You probably read the headline, right? So that's what I'm talking about. So how do you create high converted headlines from that standpoint? Because that is what's going to make people interested. When you look at reels, think about reels. A lot of times you see many videos, especially if it's educational type videos, you see them with the content, you see them with the headlines. So how do you think about that though? Or are you just doing anything? Or you're not even including headlines for real? What are you doing? So that's what we're going to be focused on today. And let's make it happen. So here's the first thing. First thing you need to be focused on is one, is make your headline specific and clear. Specific and clear. What that really means is that you want to be able to immediately state what the benefit is. So many people, they'll create headlines that's so obscure or so general that people don't really even know what they're getting. So instead of saying, I'll give you some examples. So instead of saying the key to happiness, if that was whatever content you was providing, if that's what it was about, I would say something like um, how to surround yourself with only positive people so you're more happy in life. You feel what I'm saying? You see how clear that is? You see how specific that is? You see how somebody can see that, but like, yo, oh my God, that'll make somebody more interested because that'll make them say, hold on, wait, you know what? I've been thinking about surrounding myself with more positive people and people who encourage me and people who support me. And wow, it's just that I'm gonna tell you, when you do this, this is when you start getting people that say, yo, I was just thinking about that. Like, yo, I feel like you made that for me. Like, God put you in the right place at the right time for me to see this. That's when you start hearing things like that. It's because you're specific. And I get that all of the time. Like, it always just so happens to be that the content that I post happens to be right on point for somebody and they feel like it's specifically for them. You want to know the secret behind that? My secret recipe is that I'm very specific in when I'm giving and when I'm talking about things. I don't just say how to be a better advertiser. I say how to be, how to be better at Facebook, or how to do this thing, for advertising. Or I very rarely just make things super, super general. And it's counterintuitive to what most people think or what most entrepreneurs think, because you think that the more general you are, the more people you're going to attract. But what I'm telling you is that that's no longer the case. You could have got away with that 15 years ago. You're about 15 years behind the boat right now. We living in a day and age right now where specificity is winning, the details is winning, right? Make like being direct is winning. That's what's winning today. So you have to present, you have to be immediate about what you're talking about. If it's an email subject headline, if it's a headline to a video, if it's a headline to a Facebook ad, you have to be to the point with what they're getting. Download this thing, sign up for this thing, sign up for this webinar. Like, be very direct with your headlines. Okay. All right. So that's number one. The second thing is you want to evoke curiosity, right? So you want somebody to be able to read it, and sometimes you have different headlines for different purposes, so you kind of understand that. But you can also make headlines that are curiosity driven. So meaning the answer is not directly in the headline. Like, I can have a headline that says, um, advertising is the reason you're not making money, or I can create a headline that says the number one reason you're not making money right now. You feel what I'm saying? Do you see how the second headline is more curiosity driven? It's like, you're like, oh shit, like let me figure this out. Like, what is this? Like, what Terrell talking about right now? Right? So you want to be in a place where some of your headlines are curiosity driven, so people you don't people it makes people want to click on it. You know what I'm saying? It makes people want to learn more about it. It makes people want to get more information about it. That's where you want to be. All right. So focus on. So my homework for you is to focus on how can you make more of the headlines that you create more curiosity driven. How is it? And if you don't know, just write out some headlines and ask yourself, would people want to learn more? The secret to, how to, 3 ways to, you know what I'm saying? And there's way more types you can do, but I'm just giving you basic and simple examples. You know what I'm saying? Especially around how to and X amount of ways and the secret to, and you feel what I'm saying? Like, those are very good curiosity based headlines that you can use. Right? So that's the second thing we're gonna focus on. Number three, you want to look at we call it power words, right? Man, I used to have a whole, I gotta find it, but I used to have a whole list of power words. And power words are just basically strong, emotionally driven words that make your copy more powerful, that make your headline more powerful. So it can be certain things like words and or use phrases could work too. So things like transform, like danger, I mean things, you can use the word power, you can use the words um it could be, I mean, just things that when you hear it, warning, things like new, right? There's just certain words that is more emotionally driven than other words. And you can probably look this up. If you looked up power words for copywriting, if you type that in Google, there'll be a bunch of websites that'll pop up, but you could choose any of them, and then they'll tell you what there's certain words that you can use that trigger emotional responses. I mean, it just for different type of emotions. It just depends on the emotion that you're going for. Are you trying to make somebody a little bit scared? Are you trying to make somebody happy? Are you trying to make somebody more confident? Like, what are some words? But you want to use and drip in some of these psychological elements in terms of these power words that's gonna bring your copy more to life, which is what you want. You want to bring your headlines to life. You want people to see something and see some of these words and say, "Oh wow, like this is You know, these are, you know, this is something that I want to see. This is something I want to be a part of. This is something I want to learn more about. So look up these power words, and there's a list of them. I had a list of about like I think it was like 100. How it was like 100 different, just different power words and like phrases that you can use throughout your copywriting that just makes it that makes it better. Like discount is one of them. I mean, it's just a bunch of them that you can look up and see that when people see those words, they feel a certain type of way, or they feel excited, like, oh wow, like, oh okay, I can get a half off something, I can get a discount on something, right? When you tell somebody it's a discount, they're like, oh my god, right? So, but there's a bunch of words that's like that, and you want to start peppering some of this into your copy and into your headlines. All right. So so that's number three. These are I'm sharing with you how to create our formula for how we create powerful headlines and what makes people want to click and watch and consume the things that we do. All right, this works great for like book headlines and all of this stuff too. So it's not just advertisements that this is going to work great for. It's for other things too. But obviously, that's the most immediate ROI if you do this well. All right, number four. Oh, I love this one. Number four is I want you to create a sense of urgency. There's headlines that you can create urgency for, right? Especially you have things, so you can say last minute, you can say last chance, you can say almost gone, you can say, you know, like there's certain ways that you can write headlines that create urgency. 24 hours left. You've seen that, right? You know, last opportunity. You know, I used to send emails that said, "This is the last email I'm going to send you." You know what I'm saying about this, right? And it's just you're creating a sense of urgency for somebody to take action. You know what I'm saying? Only five left. You've seen this. Every company, every smart, wise company, they do this. They create a sense of urgency, and it's great to create it around when there's a reason, right? Especially if it's like a holiday offer, or if it's like a, you know, limited time. You know what I'm saying? It's like things like that. You want to create it because your goal is you want to help people make a decision. You want people to you want to get people to move to action. So in order to do that, you want to create a sense of urgency, but you want to include some of these elements and some of these words and some of these phrases that make people take action. Does that make sense? So my question to you would be, how could you create a sense of urgency around some one of your products or your services or something that you're giving away or something that you're doing? How can you create a sense of urgency around it? Think about that. How can you do it? Is there a time element to it? Is there a quantity element to it? You know, is it, you know, you're doing something because it's just like for a holiday promotion, or you just happen to do a promotion during this time of the year? What is it? What is it? Figure it out. All right. So it's number four. And then number five is keep it concise. Keep it concise. And that's where you're basically being brief. You don't have to have these long, drawn out sentences when you're doing headlines. Especially if it's like subject lines for an email, they even give you a certain amount of characters. If it's like a headline for Facebook, they only give you a certain amount of characters you can use, especially if you run a Google ads or YouTube ads. You can't just you can't be you can't have run on sentences. You know what I'm saying? You want to be concise and you want to be brief. Five ways to boost your productivity 50%. Three ways to do this. The number one hack that I hack the number one hack I'm using to get our clients a 1000% ROI. You feel what I'm saying? Like just be you want to be punchy, you want to be concise, you want to be to the point. And that is what's going to help you create better headlines.